Hi, welcome to this video tutorial on how to create an eBay bot framework using C#.NET eBay SDK. My name is Ayuba Ojonogwamo Azu, and in this video tutorial here, we're going to learn about the eBay developers program. We are going to, at the end of the day, create a web app that will call the eBay SDK, and then get to be able to display some features of the eBay, like item categories, adding item to list, getting item, setting up categories, setting up a user, and all that. So basically what you're going to learn in this framework is, if you have an intention of becoming a developer, if you have an intention rather of developing a site, a website, to be able to integrate with eBay. Maybe you want to develop a website to sell items using the eBay API. Then the good news is there's an SDK that eBay has already developed, and then we're going to leverage on that SDK to see some of the basic operations that we can actually do using the eBay. So we're going to design an app, but it's not going to be a full-blown app per se, but it's an app that we will be able to use some of the features of the SDK, just to give you an overview of what you can use the SDK for if you're developing your web app. Now, the first thing is we'll look at the overview of the eBay's developers program. We'll look at, first of all, look at the API that eBay has, and then we'll look at the SDK. You know, if you go to the website, you go to eBay website, you can see I'm currently signed in actually, and I'm going to show you how you can create all these accounts and to be able to sign in. Now you go to ebay.com. Of course, most of you would have visited here. You can see the site, you can see how items are listed and everything. Now what we want to do is to be able to leverage on the API, or rather the SDK provided by eBay, to be able to add items that we can sell on eBay too. So that's what we want to do. And if you scroll down, where do we see the developers? Let me scroll down and see. If you scroll down here, you will see, good, so you see developers. You understand? With tools and apps, you see developer. And if you know how eBay works, first of all, you can start selling, you know, how to sell and all that. So we are going to create an app that will enable us to sell items on eBay. So that's what we are going to do. So if we click on developers, let's click on developers. So it takes you to developer.ebay.com, and good, so you can see that now there are a lot of APIs actually that eBay has. A whole lot of APIs that eBay has. You can see we have the buy APIs. That's how to be able to buy item from eBay. If you want to programmatically do that, and to create a bot that will enable buying of items automatically from eBay. Then we also have a sell API, which is what we are going to focus on. Commerce API, developers API, and all that. So you scroll down, you can see eBay is telling you that's the I think I clicked on something. Let me go back. Well, as of the time of shooting this video, they're celebrating 25 years of eBay and 20 years of eBay developers program. And then okay, on November 20, 2000 we launched. Okay, so eBay was launched on November 20, 2000, the API. All right then. One beautiful thing about the API is the eBay APIs are easy to use and are free. So, and you know, we have this: make your first API call in 5 minutes. There's a quick start there. So what I'm going to do now is let's go to the quick starts guide and see. So you can see here is the list of the quick start guide on eBay and how you can get started. The first thing you need to do, of course, is to join the eBay developers program. Then you get your application keys, then you can run sample application and you find the right API for your use case. So let's do this together. Now, if you click here, you should be able to join. I've already joined, so I have an account. So what you're going to do is you create a username and you go to register, and then you create a username, password, your email, you enter your email, and then you enter your mobile phone number because eBay will send you a text message for verification. Then you join. Now it will take at least 2 business days for your request to be a member to be accepted. So they'll have to verify, do some internal checks and verification to verify that to verify your email, your phone number and all that, and then to give you access to be able to join the eBay developers program. Now after that, the next thing you need to do is to log in. After you've been accepted, this might take 2 days, 2 business days, then you log in. So I have my account, then so you sign in. Good. I have my sample keys here, but I'll show you how I did this. So once you've signed in, what you need to do is, you can see I'm logged in here. Here's my name. Now you can click on application access keys. Once you do that, of course, this is this page that I am. So once you click, you do that, you can now create an application, and then you can automatically generate a key. Now in creating your keys, there are 2 keys you can create actually. You have your sandbox key. The sandbox environment is a test version of eBay website where developers can simulate buying and selling of items. Then you can also have the production keys. So this, if your website, if you're ready to take it to production site. So the production environment is the eBay website where eBay members buy and sell items. So here you spend real money. Now you can see my sample app. This is an app I created. Now that you have an app ID, you can use the app ID as a credential to make finding APIs calls in the selected environment. If an eBay member wants to use the application to create a listing, manage orders, etc., you will need to generate a user token for them. We're going to do that. Now you can see what I did is, you see request a key set for you that is logging in the first time. So I have request another key set, but you will still request a key set, which is the first one. So once you click on that, most developers only need 1 key set. Of course, that's because I've done that. So once you click on that, automatically a key will be generated for you. And I have my key here. So I have my app ID, client ID, dev ID, and then start ID, which is my client secret, of course. So we have that, and you can also create for production in case you want to go live. And to do that, of course, the eBay will ask you for some few information like your username, password, like your first name, your last name, just some few personal information about you. Then now after that, you can also create user tokens. Now user tokens, if you read from here, it says, the second line says, if an eBay member wants to use your application to create listing, manage orders, etc., you need to generate a user tokens for them. So the user token is actually different from your keys. Now the keys is for you to just to be verified as a member of eBay, and then for any application you route through the API, the eBay engine will know that yes, this application is calling from this application is coming from this end. So that's the use of the key. And the user token is, you can create eBay members to use the application to create listings, manage orders, and every that. And we're going to actually create listings. We're going to see how we can create listing for items, add items to list, get the list of items we've created, get our user tokens, users that will create tokens for them and all that. So to create a token, it's you click on user tokens. Now your user token is going to be completely different from your key, so you have to take note of that. And once you click on that, good, so you can see I've created my app, my sample app, so you can call yours anyone, or just how I showed you from the beginning. So you can call yours any name. So I have my sample app, and if you've not created anyone yet, you can go to create new key sets, and then you give your app a name. So I just created my sample app. Then user token eBay sign in. Now I have to sign in, you know, as a sandbox user to be able to see my user token. So make sure you select this authentication auth and auth. So this is what we want to use, and then you can get a token from eBay via your application. We won't be using this now. So you can see here's my app ID and my client ID. So now I've already created a user token before, so I can just click sign in to sign in. But if you've not, you can go to register a new user token. You click on that, and this will open a new tab. And then you can see now the eBay sandbox, the test environment, your normal your normal eBay login, your eBay development programs login will not work in the sandbox. So you can see what it said here. Use this form to create sandbox test users to simulate buying and selling. So you're going to enter a username here, a test user that we want to use. You can enter your name, or anything. Like in my own instance, I entered my name. Then email, we enter email, password, and then the user's first name, last name, and just a few information. You can leave this as default. You can put the registration date to be date of your registration, and then you can select the country. Like for me, I selected the US, and then you click you register by so you register, you do sandbox registration. Once you're done with that, it redirects you back to this page. So you need to sign into your sandbox to see your user token, because we are going to need our user token to be able to do a lot of things. So you can see here's my username. So I'm just going to enter my password. Okay, I think it's still coming up. Okay, so I click on sign in. So make sure you have the test user before what you've created. So you can see the application access has been granted, and then you have to click on this, agree. Good. So you can see I'm back to this page again, but now I'm supposed to be back here with a different good. So you can see with different. Now here is my token. You can see this long string of unintelligent text. So you're gonna copy this and save it somewhere. We'll need it later, or you can leave it here and resign in. So token for test user. So here is my token. So any application I'm gonna create, we're gonna need this test token later on. Okay, so that is that about registering on the eBay developers program. We've able to register, and then we've able to sign in and generate a user token. Sign in, first of all, generate our application keys, and then we'll sign in and generate a user token. So what we're going to do next is we're going to look at the APIs that eBay has, and then finally we're going to look at the SDK that will enable us to develop what we want to develop. So in the next video session, we're just going to look at the different APIs that eBay has, and because the APIs are actually much, so we're going to look at the different APIs and see how we can use them to create what we want to create. So my name once more is Ayuba Ojonogwamuazu, and thank you for watching. Hi, welcome to session 1 on this video series on how to create an eBay bot framework using C#.NET SDK. In session 1 here, we are going to familiarize ourselves with the eBay API, And of course eBay has different APIs, lots of APIs, and then we're just going to look at some few, and then we'll run a sample of API that eBay has for us. So this will gear us towards getting familiar with the whole process before we create our own bot framework using C#.NET SDK that is available. Now, if you go to your browser, go to developer.ebay.com/docs, and then it will bring you here. And then you can see this is a guide and tutorial with different detailed references to documents that will help you build the application you want to build. Now, basically, at the end of the day, we're going to build a sales application, just a very simple sales application that will handle the most basic aspect of selling on eBay, which of course is accounts, setting up your accounts, adding items to listing up items, and then getting the list of items, and getting the shipping details, the price of the item, and all that. So basically that's just what we're going to design at the end of the day. And of course it's going to be a web application. Down we're here, we see the different APIs are here. You can see using eBay RESTful APIs from authentication to error handling, a guide to working with eBay RESTful APIs. Now we have accounts. Under sell APIs, we have account inventory down up to feed API. Now this API has to do with selling items on eBay. So first of all, you have to have an account, of course, definitely. I have to keep inventory of your items, and then fulfillment. I think it was shipping before, but it's been changed to fulfillment now. Then finances, your marketing, negotiation, analytics, compliance, and all that. Then we have the buy APIs. This is for the buyer that is trying to buy items on your site that is connected to eBay. So you can see we have different APIs here. We have the browse API, deal, feed API, marketplace insights, offer, order, and all that. Then commerce API. This has to do with the cataloging of your items, and then taxonomy and translation. Then here's developer API. Actually, here is just all about analytics of what you have. Then we have finding API, traditional shopping and buying APIs. So you can still have that. Traditional selling APIs. We have trading API. This is very important. Platform notification API, after sale APIs. We have post order API, and a whole lot of APIs that eBay has. So you can see them. The APIs are much. And then okay, let's say something here. The listen recommendation API is scheduled for depreciation. We recommend you integrate with the new recommendation API to retrieve recommendations for improving your listing and sales performance. Anyway, the goal of this tutorial is just to enable you to build on top of these APIs or the SDKs, which actually is the main thing we are doing. So let's first of all start with the account API. Let's just look at it. Let's look at what they have here. So I'm just going to click on this, open a new tab, go to reference, the API reference for that, go to a new tab, and then just let's look at what we have here. So let's wait for this to open. Now, if you're a seller, you need this account API, and it's used by sellers to create and manage business policies used with their listing to set, control payment, shipping, and return policies, settings, and values. Create and manage sales tax rates for different tax jurisdictions. Retrieve various other sellers' accounts setting, including eBay managed payment eligibility, selling units, shipping rate tables, and other selling features. Anyway, that's the account API. And if you look at the technical overview here, it provides you a method in each of the following resources: fulfillment, payment, privilege, and business use cases, fulfillment, previously called shipping. Yes, describe the shipping option that a seller has to offer to their buyers. So the account API here is basically setting up your account and different policies that you need to set up as a seller. Get privileges of seller. So of course eBay gives privileges. Not all sellers have the same privileges. So you can see all this once you call this API. You can actually call all these methods. Get the seller status for eBay managed payments. So we have different functions here: get payments program, get payments program onboarding, and all that. So these APIs are actually large. They're actually very big, but like I said, our goal is to give you an intro on how you can use these APIs, or rather SDKs, to be able to create your own application. Now we come to resources and method. So here, good, you see all the methods of this API, the account API. So you see them all. So once you scroll down, you can see we have from fulfillment policies. These are if you want to create fulfillment policy, it's a post method you send. Create a fulfillment policy for the associated sellers account. So if we click on view sample, let me see, we have a sample there. Good, so this is the method. Okay, here's a sample, right, on how to create fulfillment policy. So you can read this. This method creates a new fulfillment policy where the policy encapsulates seller's term for fulfilling items. So you can see these are the inputs, the URI, and then this is how the request payload is, the JSON request response, and then these are all the variables that are involved in creating fulfillments. So you can see creating fulfillment alone, it's actually huge. You can see all the whole methods. They are much. You can see where the position where this is. So eBay has taken its time to make things easy for you. It's just for you to know the right API to use, and then you can get your app or your site up and running according to how you want it to be. Anyway, that's about accounts API, and then dig through what's the functions and everything we can use it for. So if we go to API, I want us to go to selling integration guide. Let's click on that. Okay, this is taking quite some time to come up. This is, I just want to explain, since we're interested in creating a seller's application, so we need to look at the selling integration guide properly. Okay, good. So see here, if you are interested, just like what we want to do here, in creating an eBay selling application, then this at the high level, this is what you need completely. Developing an API application. First of all, you need to configure your eBay sellers account using the account API, in which we've done that actually. We didn't use the we just, yeah, basically we used the API actually, but we did it not programmatically. Then using the taxonomy API to determine the category in which to list or promote item, because eBay has a lot of categories, like from kids items to foodstuffs to clothing to household materials and all that. So you need to know which category you want to sell your stuff to. Then discover required and optional aspects to include in the listing. So you have to also know all those things. Retrieving eBay marketplace details and policies that help you list items using the method data API. Then using the catalog API to match eBay catalog products to sellers inventory. Then of course you need your seller's inventory to be able to add items to your inventory, create item listing, and manage items. Then creating draft listing on eBay for your seller using the listing API. Then scroll down, we need the fulfillment API, which is of course like the shipping API, because definitely once they buy items from you, you need to ship them, so you need to call this API to properly code that. Then of course at the end of the day, you can grow your business using the seller data retrieved with the analytics API. So if you're interested in creating a seller's application, then this at the high level, this is what you need to do. And if we click each of these now, we're going to look at it in details, but that's not what we want to do now. What we should be looking at now is a sample. Let me see. Try a sample app. So I'll sign in. Okay, good. Since we you follow the tutorial from intro, and we're able to have this my sample app created, and of course we know our application token. Here it's a simple sample application. So here's assumed to be the interface. We want to search for an iPhone, and then in the United States, there are different countries here actually, but let's limit it to the United States. So here is the HTML code with JavaScript. We have JavaScript here. Now we're calling this function cb find item by keyword. So, and the item keyword here, of course, is iPhone. So once we run this, we're going to iPhone will be the keyword here, and of course that JavaScript there will run to give us the list of what we want to see. So I think we can click to execute and see, and then you can see we're using the JavaScript source, and we're calling the API here. This should be production API actually. This should be production. This should be production site. Good. Let's see. The simple JavaScript example uses the finding API and your application ID to search eBay's live production website and then display the results. Feel free to copy or customize the source code. Okay. So let me go right ahead and execute then. Good, so you can see here it's the browser view of iPhones, different iPhones that we searched for. And if we click on this now, it will take us to ebay.com, and then we're going to see this one. Like if I right click and open and tab, it's $369 free shipping. So you can see here's that iPhone, oh, beautiful iPhone, $369. So that's it. So we can see a sample application that we have here for finding items using the find API. And then if you want to see the raw JSON that is returned, this is it. So you can see find item by keywords response. We have acknowledgement, version, timestamp, search result. We have 6 of those items. This is item ID, title, global ID, subtitle, and all that. So this is the JSON response that we received. So that's that about eBay API. You can look at all other APIs that are there at your spare time to get familiar with all other APIs. But this is just to give a tip of the iceberg on what how we can use the eBay API for. So in the next video, we're going to look at eBay XDK, which of course is software development kit that has been designed by eBay to make things easy for us. So we're going to look at that, and then from there we'll proceed rather to developing our own web application that would look similar to what we just checked here. So thank you for watching. Hi, welcome to session 2 on this video series on how to create an eBay bot framework using the C#.NET SDK, the eBay SDK. My name is Ayuba Ojonogwamu Azu, and here we're gonna get familiar. In the last video, actually, we got familiar with the eBay API, and then we looked at the different API ranging from trading API, sales API, accounting, finances, and a whole lot of APIs that eBay has for its developers community. And using these APIs appropriately, you can actually design a full-blown eBay bot application that can do virtually everything eBay is doing. But now we are going to look at SDKs. eBay also has SDKs that we're going to look at, and that's what we're going to look at in this video tutorial here. We're going to look at the different SDKs, and then we're going to run a C#.NET SDK sample that is provided. So we're going to download that, and then we're going to run that and see. So, and to do that is very simple. First of all, let's look at the different SDKs. We go to tools and samples, and then we go to eBay SDKs. So we click on that, and we see the different SDKs that are available for different programming languages. Good. So eBay provides the following SDKs to make it easier for you to integrate with eBay APIs. So in this tutorial, actually, we are not concerned with APIs. So we want to use the SDKs to make our developments much more easier. So and you can see the programming languages that are supported here is Python, Java, and .NET. Of course, when we say .NET, okay, then we have Android, Node.js. So it's Python, Java, C#.NET, Android, and Node.js. So those are the SDKs that are being supported or are being used. And then the supported APIs are feed APIs. For each of these, you can look at it. Taxonomy, authentication. For both .NET, we have authentication, we can use that. Then trading, that's trading API for .NET SDK. And then if you're using Python, that's trading, shopping, and finding. Anyway, we are not using Python programming languages. So you go right ahead and download the trading API. So you click on this, and then it's quickly starts the download process. Use the eBay SDK for .NET to simplify common tasks like login, error handling, and authentication. Also available for enhanced searching. .NET finding kits. So you can also download this. I don't think I've downloaded this. So let me download this. I've actually downloaded the trading SDK, but finding kit, I haven't downloaded that. So let me download this and see. see what's involved there. Anyway, the training SDK will actually give us what we want. Actually, we can use that to develop all what we want, but I just want to download these and see what's in here. I downloaded this before. Let's extract files. So the trading SDK, I've downloaded that. You just extract the files and see what's inside, and we're going to run the sample application that it's available. So I've downloaded my trading SDK, which is this eBay.net SDK 4.0. So if you open that, you can see all these with tutorials, sources, samples, and all that. But then let me look at this that I've downloaded. Finding Kate. Okay, let me see that. Okay, I can see tutorials and samples too. Okay, find items or find and watch. You can just quickly look at these codes. Okay, I don't think we need this. All right, so if you have downloaded the eBay.net SDK, which is what we're going to use, so you can see all the tools and tutorials and all that. So what we're going to do is we're going to run one of the samples. We're going to start with the simplest sample. So you go to C#. We're going to start with the simplest sample, which is hello world. So I'll just do this and teach you how to just write a simple hello world eBay, but we'll look at what it's needed to actually use the eBay SDK. So that's why the hello world sample is here. Then in our video, the next session of our video tutorial, we're going to create our application, our web application that will do some simple tasks that we want to do, like getting the user, adding items to list, getting items, checking the price of our items, and all that. So we are going to start with the hello world, and to do that is very easy. Let's create a new .NET application. So open your Visual Studio. I have Visual Studio 2015 installed, so you can use any of the Visual Studios actually. So I usually like to run as an administrator. So you right click, you run as an admin. Okay, so you can see I've actually created some samples before, but now we'll just see okay, I have eBay hello world here that I've created before, but let's create a new one. So you go to file, you go to new, then you go to new project, Let's wait for this to come up a little. Let's just give this a little time to come up. So we select a console application, and then we can name these eBay SDK samples. I think I've named something like that, eBay samples. Then of course this console application, make sure it's Visual C# because that's what we're gonna do. Click OK. So wait for that project to create. Okay, good. So you can see we have this here, and then we have our entry points for our programs for a main. So what we need to do now is, and make sure you're using .NET Framework 4.0. Forgot to mention that. Make sure your .NET Framework is 4.0 because that's the only way you can run the sample. So if we go to the Hello World folder, we're going to see the program.cs here. So I can just copy that immediately for now, and then I replace what I have here. So I say yes to all to make these changes. So good. So now there are things that I need to reference. I need to reference the eBay.service.call, eBay.service.call SDK, and all that before I should be able to run this program correctly. And to do that is very easy. But before I do that, let's also check. Let's also download the XML configuration file, the app.config. So let's copy that too. And first of all, let's look at our own app.config. If you open it, you can see it's almost empty. It's just startup, supported runtime, version 4.0, and the rest. So we will replace it with app.config that we've already copied. So we also say yes to all, and you can see there's a little changes here. The most important part of what you need to look at here is the app settings. And that is app settings, app key, user token API token, user account API token, and then we need to put the value here in which we're going to do that. So but first of all, we need to make our references. eBay service.call, eBay service.call SDK, eBay service.call SOAP API. So go back to Hello World, go back to C#, just move back a little, samples. Okay, good. So you can see we have it here. I'll just copy all of them, copy all the DLL files here. We copy all the DLL files here. So we copy all these DLL files, copy them, and then we can paste them here in this sample. Guess I didn't copy it correctly. Let me copy them again. Copy them. Okay, why can't I paste this? Okay, I know what to do. Copy all this. You go to the location where you have your application. Mine is in Documents, Visual Studio 2015, Projects, and then eBay samples. So I can paste everything here. Okay, I'm sure this will reflect here, so I can refresh this. Oh, where is the refresh? There is no refresh folder. Actually looking for a refresh folder. Okay, let me paste them here and see. Probably maybe I didn't paste them in the right place. Well, I was looking for a fresh cassette. Okay, let's replace all of them. I need to see what I've added. Okay, good. Well, you can just add them directly from here. I really don't know which one is the most correct, but we'll get it. I think I'll delete these ones. Just to make sure that everything is okay. Anyway, so you add your DLLs here, you right click, you add them here on your eBay samples. So the next thing now is we're going to add these references. So we go to references, you right click on references, you go to add reference. We can pick this from our project. Can go to browse rather, and these I've done this before, so you can see the location where I picked these from. This is the eBay hello world I did before. Now we want to pick this from eBay samples, so I just want to show you how to do that. So you go to browse, eBay samples that you created, you open that, and then pick the service. Then you also add service.sdk attributes. I think these are the two DLLs that we'll need, if I'm not mistaken. Good. So you can see this error is gone because we've added eBay service in eBay service SDK attribute. So now we've done this. Before I explain the codes, let me just explain the codes now. Now, a hello world type of sample showing how to call eBay API using the eBay SDK. Of course, this is a C#. So here's the class program. We declared this variable API context, rather calling this class API context. First of all, make it null according to the sample. Now, use the entry point of the program. Of course, we have console right line. Welcome to eBay SDK for .NET sample. It's a hello world program. So we have this API context. We get the API context. This is to initialize eBay API context. Then step 2, create call object and execute the call. So API call gets eBay official time call, passing the context as a parameter. So we get eBay official time. So we're going to display that, and then right line end of eBay call API show result. So we display the official time, which is the first thing, and then here initialize the API context. Sorry, before we go to step 2, get the API context, which I will call this function here. So if this is null, return API context. API context is a singleton to avoid duplicate configuration reading. Populate eBay API context object with data from application configuration file, which is this. Now I'm going to show you that. Okay, configuration manager. I think we need to also put this. Click here. We need to reference this configuration manager. So as reference, go to assembly, configuration manager. We should see that system.configuration. Good. Here is it. So we've added that system configuration. That error is gone. So set API server URL, set API token to access eBay API server, and then the token here from our app setting user token.api, which is this. So we're going to get this value. I'm going to put that value soon. And then of course the target is the US, because that's where we set our site code type. Okay, so good. So our the value of our API token, we can get that once you're logged in. Once you're logged in to your developer's account, you will go to application access keys. Just how I explained in the introduction of this application. So you go to user tokens. The user token we've created for my sample. That's for the sandbox app. So we can open here to see our user tokens. You can see your user token like I have here. You have to sign in or you register to create a sandbox user, just like how we did before. So sign into sandbox. Okay, so here's my account for this. So I'm gonna enter my password. Good. Grant application access to my sample. Is click on agree. So now I believe I should be able to see my user token. Now we're going to copy all these values, everything here. So engine from here. So this unintelligent text is our user token. I'm going to dump that inside this value here. I'm going to save all this. And now it's time to run this application. Good. So you can see welcome to eBay SDK for .NET and hello world. So we have successfully run this and there's no error. Begin to call eBay API, please wait. It's going to display the text hello world, so let's just wait a little. And then we're going to see the official time. So hello world and the official time. It's going to display the official time. So let's wait for this to interact with the API and give us the official time for eBay. Good. So you can see here is eBay official time, 22nd of July 2020. It's the time of shooting this video, 9:48 p.m. Yeah, 1 hour behind my own time, which is 10:48 p.m. So all right, so you can see we're able to call the eBay API using the SDK, using the C# SDK. So now in our next session, now we are going to create our own application, our own seller's application, just a very simple application that will display the currently logged in user, and then the user can add items to list, and then add prices to those items, add some shipping details and all that. So just a very simple application just to showcase how you can call this SDK to enable you build what you want to build. So all right, that's that about this. Thank you for watching. Hi, welcome to session 3 on this video tutorial on how to create an eBay bot framework using the .NET eBay SDK. My name is Ayuba Ojanuwamuazu, and in the last videos we got familiar with the eBay API, looked at the overview of the eBay developers program, and then we also got familiar with the eBay SDKs, notably the .NET SDK that eBay has, and we are able to run the console application, a hello world console application, and then we saw how everything went. Now in this video tutorial here, we're going to create a web app, leveraging on the SDK, and basically we are going to be able to retrieve the user information which is our user token that we created, the user ID. We're going to retrieve that. We'll be able to get categories, different categories of items that eBay has, because there are different categories from foods to groceries to electronics and the rest. And then we are going to add items to list. So the item we want to sell, we're going to add it to list, and then we are going to retrieve item from list. So at the end of the day, if you go to sandbox.ebay.com here, good, we should be able to see what we are going to create. Now the sandbox are actually items that they're not real items. Actually, they're not sellable items, or rather they're not items that you can you have to pay money, like real dollars, to buy. So you can see here I'm logged in, and here's my name, and then this is the sandbox ebay.com. Now I can search for items that are here. So we're going to create something just something similar. What we're going to do is we're going to retrieve our name like this too, and then we are going to be able to add item, so that once we search for the item here, we are going to see it. So that's what we are going to do. So first of all, we're going to display our username on our own web app, and then we are also going to be able to add items to this sandbox API. Now it's the same thing you're going to do with the production. It's the same thing you're going to do with the production API. So it's the same thing. So now to get started, I say we're going to create our own web app. So let's try and create the interface first, which is very easy. Let's open up Visual Studio. I have Visual Studio 2015 here. So I go to Visual Studio. I can run these as an admin. So I can run this as an admin, so that I can create the application and the internet information server. So I accept that. Yeah, for our sandbox site, we're going to use the US. So you can see there are different sites here: Belgium, France, Austria, Netherlands, Germany. I think this is called all these countries should be in Europe, right? Europe and Australia. Okay. Create a sandbox user, create a user token. We've done this. Test my API request. Well, anyway, let's open Visual Studio and get started immediately. You can see these are different categories and subcategories that eBay has, from collectible arts to toys and hobbies, motors, sporting goods, and the rest. Good. So I can go to File. Just going to create a new eBay application. Go to new website. Good, so we select ASP.NET empty website, and then what should I name it? I've named a whole lot of website eBay. Okay, eBay. Let me say eBay website. So I click on OK. Okay, okay, I guess I have this empty website created with just the web config file and targeting .NET Framework 4.5. Okay, we'll make changes to the web config later. All right, now I think we need to download Bootstrap. You can just go to bootstrap.com. Is it .com? Bootstrap. Is it bootstrap.com or .org? Can't remember, but let's check. Okay, get bootstrap.com, so that we can just download some CSS and JavaScript library that's we might need. So you just go right ahead and click download so that you can download the Get Bootstrap. Now I've done that before. I've downloaded Get Bootstrap before. If I go to my downloads, I should have Bootstrap. Good, I have it here. So if I open that, I'm interested in the CSS and JS files. So I copy this. And then I paste this here. Good. So now let me create a master page to make my work easy. So I go to add new item. So I search for site.master. Okay, I have it here, master page. So I can call this site.master, and then I click add. Hey, I should have named this app eBay bot instead of eBay website. Anyway, now that I have this now, I can first of all drop my content.header. I don't think I need this, so I can drop my CSS file, minified version. So I can drop that here, and then the next thing for me is to be able to create an interface to look exactly how I want it to look. Okay. Okay, so I designed this interface somewhere. Let me search for it. Just 1 minute. did design this interface somewhere on paper. Wish I can share that with you right now. I think I've seen it. So so we're gonna call it eBay bots, and then we're just gonna have add item, view item, and then get user. So I can start like this. I can say div class style it margin. So 15 pixel. So column and the should I make it 6 or I should make it maybe 4? So I can call this eBay pots as the name of the application, and then the 8. Because nav tabs. Put on my list class. Can do this. BTN info, for example. For now, we'll just drop this, and then I can say home. So we're going to have home, we're going to have a list item, that means to add item to eBay, and then view the item that you listed. So it's just going to be simple like that. So li class info. So if I can see list item, and then the last one should be view item. BTN view item, and then I can add another one. This is where I would display my user, logged in user. So I'm gonna do this, and This is style floats to the right. And then for that place, I can actually add a label. You can say LBL username. So for now, I'll just write username here. So here we're going to display the username. Okay, so I guess this should be okay for the site.master. Now I can quickly create the home page. So add new item. So this will be the home page, of course. Then we create another page, list item. List item. Now I have the third page, few items. So now that I have this, I can make the appropriate what did I do here? I made a mistake. Okay, this will go to default, and then here will be list item, right? List item, and here will be view item that we listed. Item. So let's run any of this page and let's see. So let's click on these, view in browser. Okay, good. So eBay bots, and here we'll display our username. Here we'll display the home, list items, view item. So here you can just do something like this. I can say div style photo, for example, and then maybe history. Welcome to eBay. I think eBay is spelled like this, eBay bots framework. Or C#. And then I can just say you can list and view your items on the sandbox eBay websites, or just any information. The sandbox eBay website is what I showed you earlier on. Now, in listing eBay items, which we're going to look at the interface now. Okay, here I put this in the middle. Let's say with 90%. Okay, let's try and put this in the middle. Good. Now let's try and create the interface to list item. And in listing item, if we look at the APIs that I showed you for listing item, we need the item title and description. The item wants to add description, the currency, the the start price of the item, the duration I want to list the item, the location, where we are, the quantity, and then probably for our payment, we want to receive payment in our ID. We can use our PayPal ID, PayPal email. So I'm just going to do something simple like that. Now for listing items here, I'm just gonna do I'm just gonna say div style. I thought we have a text center, right? Yeah, good, we have that. Lists your item on eBay. I can put a break, and then I can start with a table. Style 100%. So first of all, I said I need the item title. So just drop a text box there. Then I need a description for item. I'm gonna put there as a text box too, but I'm in the text mode. multi-line, and then I give it a height of maybe 71 pixel. Start price. Then the duration of listing. Then location, where we are selling this item, where are we located. I can see item location actually. Item location. Like California, New York, New Jersey, Abuja, Lagos, Nairobi, anywhere. So quantity of the items we're listing. How many items are we listing? Are we trying to sell? How many of those items are we selling? Quantity available. So we can have 20 of this item. Maybe we're trying to sell a sneaker shoe, for example. So we'll have about 20 of that. And then email address for PayPal email address for payments. You know, assuming we of course definitely if we want to receive payments for this item. So with eBay you can actually integrate PayPal. So PayPal email for payments, for receiving payments once our item is sold. And then now we can add this item. So I'm gonna drop a button there. BTN info. Add item. Now let's view this page and see. Okay, just something simple like this, item title, but let me try and bring this together. I can make these this table to be maybe 70%. Good, something like this is okay. So I have the item title, the description, the start price, the listed duration, the location, quantity available, and PayPal email address for receiving payments. And then we click add item, and this item should be added on eBay, where we can search for the item here on our sandbox.ebay.com, and we get to see the item listed here on the eBay website. Okay, so that's just going to be the simple interface. Then of course we can view our items. Here we're going to display the username and all that. So it's just going to be this simple. And in the next video we can start coding this application to be able to see the power of the eBay SDK. So my name one more time is Ayuba Ochanogo, and thank you for watching. Alright, continuing from where we stopped in the last video, we're creating our web app from the .NET SDK that we have available. and we created this interface, and I introduce you to the sandbox at ebay.com, where say we can the item we're going to create, we should be able to view the item on the sandbox here when we come to search for anything. So it's like listing our item to the website. But first thing now, the first thing we need to do is to get the user that is logged into this eBay, and you can see I'm logged in here. So we need to get this username and then all the details about this user, like the feedback that I have, whether positive, negative, and all that, just to know the credibility of this user when selling. So, and I think we're going to program that in home, and then of course we display the username here. But in the home, we can just display some few things about the user, just to give you an overview of how all these things work. Okay, so if you go to Visual Studio, we go to site.master, I think. But before we do that, we need to have our DLLs here. So I'm going to go to bin. I'm going to create a folder called bin, and then I'm going to have my DLLs there. So all right, click on this. It's responding. Let's just wait a little. So I add a ASP.NET folder. So I add the bin folder, and then if I go to the samples, I have the sample here that I downloaded. Go to the SDK you downloaded. If we go to okay, so I need this DLL here. Just pick any file that has a .dll, because we'll need them. So I pick all these DLL files, and then I paste it in the bin. Okay, so I have these now, and then that means from code behind of this site.master, right click in the view code, so I can actually call the eBay service call, and using eBay service call SDK, and then also using eBay service call SOAP, using eBay service util. So I call all these files here. Now I want this to happen on page load, so that I can get the username, and I can get the username that is logged in based on my user token. So I can put this in try and catch block. So try and then catch exception ex. Okay, so the first thing I need to declare is my API context, right? So I need to get that. I need to get my API context, and then okay, so let me declare this private static call the API context class, the eBay API context class, API context. I'll make it empty, just like how it's shown in the SDK. Then now here on page load here, so I said we're gonna get API. So I'm gonna call this function. I'm gonna create a function now. So I'm going to call this function, but let me create the function. Let me call the function here. We're going to create it. That's the next thing we are going to create. So get API context, right? Now I'm doing this in accordance to, if you go to the sample, you can see the get user sample. So this was done in console, so I'm converting it to web. So if you open these, like maybe in Notepad, for example, so here's what we're doing. So here's what we are doing. Okay, I can see this is capital C. Right, so let's go right ahead and create this function first before we proceed. And then to create that is easy. We should start by declaring static API context. So create the function get API context. Of course, we are going to return API context at the end of the day. But to do that, let's start. We say if API context declared above is not null, then return API context, else if it's null, say API context new API context, and then API context, we'll declare API credentials. This new API credentials. API credentials, rather, not API context. It's capital A. Site.get API context, not all code return of value. Okay, let's going to finish this up. So then we say API credential eBay token. So we're going to get this token from our configuration manager. Configuration manager, in which we are going to of course import the configuration manager. Okay, let me just do that first using system.configuration. So the web configuration manager, we're going to pick our API settings from there. If you can recall, we did that. So user account dot API token. Right, we're going to configure this later. Let's see how we do that. Let's continue from here first. So API context. That's API credential will not be API credential declared above. Then the context site will, of course, we can choose any site, whether US, Netherlands, which was what I showed you here. So these are the different sites. So we're going to choose the site now, and I think using US will just be easy for us. So API context site. So site code type. So you can see different countries. So we use the US. And API context. API log manager. Should be new API log manager. We declare that. Then the next thing is we get the log manager API context. That's API log manager. That's API logger list. Add new file logger. So listing, let's go log dot text. This TRUE. So TRUE, API context, not API log manager. Enable login should be true. Then after all these, we return API context. API context. Good, and that clears this error here. Okay. So now we're able to we're calling this now get API context here. So we will now get user call. So get user call. Call this API call. new get user call, passing in the API context. An API call, detail level list, add detail level code type, return all. And these are actually all from the classes that has been defined in the SDK. So we execute the API call now. So API call should execute. Right, so here now, the next thing is we can actually get the user ID after this. So I think if I come here, so we say label username, right? So I'm going to remove this text here. So LBL username, text should be API call, that's user ID. So you can see we can get a lot of things about the user, like the user first name and all that, but and we can I think we should just get the user first name and last name. So or we can get the username, which is of course is the user ID. Okay, let's start with this first, user ID to string. Else we can say we can display a message, we can display an error message by ex string. So now our user API token, if you can recall, we did that when I was running the console example for you. So I can I think I still have that. If we get to I think I still have that in I think I still have that in hello world. Did I store the hello world here? I didn't. I just want to pick it with the user token. Oh, sorry. Anyway, we can find it here. This is from the SDK, so I think we can find it here, and that is if we go to our, and then if we look at this, I can close this for now. So under configuration, app settings, so we can add that key. I think I should just copy everything we have here. Okay, so you can see we're calling the API from API sandbox.ebay, .com, and then we're going to put our user token here. So, and then I showed you how to do that. You can also pick this, no problem, and put that under configuration too. So what we need now is to pick our user token, and then to do that, it's easy. From here, that is, if you're here first, you can just click on create a user token, and then it takes you here. So I'm going to sign in. Your session has expired. Please reload the page. Okay. Live viewing a sample. Can go to application access keys. Okay, so I click to view my user tokens. So if you're putting this in production, not the sandbox, you can put it in the production app here. That means you're selling directly on the live eBay production websites. So I click on these, get user token here. So I need to sign in to get my token. So I'm signing in now. So I click on agree to grant application access. Okay, so here is my token. All this long string of unintelligent tags. So I pick everything, and then I paste everything here in the web config app settings. So I paste everything here. Now I save this. Now let's try and run the application and see. because this is this. I expect this username to change. So let me refresh this. Oh, this is still running. Well, probably it's trying to communicate to the API. So let's get to see the result of what we just did. It's taking quite some time, but probably maybe that's because I'm running this for the first time. So you can see, let's just wait a little, and I hope the operation doesn't time out. Okay. You have exceeded the call threshold per second. Please throttle traffic for this call and then retry again. Let me refresh this. That's the exception we caught. So line 23. My internet is not that very my connection is not that very strong. This might time out again. Okay, it's timing out. Probably this has to do with my internet connection, and that's just that. Anyway, yeah, I believe it should run at your own end if you have a strong internet connection, and later on, probably if I keep on retrying, I'm going to get the user ID, which is my username. So and from here you can also get a whole lot of other stuffs from the API call. You can get like I said, the user feedback and all that. While this is running, I can just show you what you can also get from the API call. If we go back to master CS, you can see that from here we can use the API call to get a whole lot of stuffs, like you can see API call user. You can get feedback. You can see you can get feedback written star. You can get feedback score, feedback specified, unique feedback count, positive feedback percent specified. You can get a whole lot of things about this user. So depending on how you want your application to be, you can get a whole lot of stuff about this particular user that is selling the item. So you can get that. Let's save this. Well, this is just running slow. That's why we're getting this error. You can see you've exceeded call threshold per second. Anyway, I can do this later. Maybe like in the next 5-10 minutes, I can run this again, and I'm sure we're going to get the username and password. So in the next video now, we're going to continue by trying to list an item, and then we view the item at the end of the day. So thank you for watching. All right, continuing from where we stopped in the last video, we were trying to get the logged in username of our account, and actually we had an error, but that error has been fixed now. My bad. We skipped this line here: API context dot soap API server URL, configuration manager, and environment dot API server URL. So this is what we mean. So you can just add this immediately after declaring this line of code: API context equals new API context. So this will connect us, of course, to our web config file, and then we can get the user token that we declared here. So just do that, and then you can refresh, and then you will get to see the username that you created. Well, of course, displaying a username like this isn't pretty, so I guess we should display our name, like my first name and last name, and we can just say welcome, and then my first name and last name. That would be much more better. And then you can this is just to get the log manager. You can either enable this or comment out this line of code. But the most important thing I want to do now is this. So label username.text is not to get the user ID, or we can get the username, first name rather, user first name, right? We can concatenate that, give a space, and then API call, user, last name. Can put all this to string. Can put this to string too. Good. So I can now refresh this. Can I refresh these and wait? Object reference not set on instance of an object. This mistake is it for me. Okay. Let me display just the first name and see. And of course I can add a welcome text here by saying something like this. Welcome, and this, so welcome and user's name. Well, I don't know why I'm having this error. Maybe I can just toggle it back to user ID. Because I did enter my first name, right? Okay, well, surprisingly, so we have welcome and then my name then. Okay, all right, now the next thing we need to do now is to code the list item button, where if we click here, we're just gonna have items that we can add to the framework, to the eBay framework. So we're going to do that now. And to do that, first let's create a function called build item in the item class. So we go to list item, go to the code behind of this page, go to the code behind. But first of all, if I do that, let me name all this. Text title, here will be text description, here will be text start price, here will be text listing duration, here will be text location, here will be text quantity, text PayPal email, text PayPal email, and then we can say button add item, btn add item. I can create an on-click event for that. So list item, right? Good, to have an on-click event for that. So we're going to build a function called build item to enable us to be able to add item, and that's very easy. So we start like this, we say static item type, build item. Okay, that's first of all I need to call all these eBay service calls and all these deals. So item type, so it's expecting a return value. So Now we start. We say item type. We declare an instance of the item. Right. An item. The title. We can add a whole lot of things here. So she's gonna be text. Okay, this is a web method. I'm thinking okay, first of all, let's try it like this first. Let's just put generic item before we create this as a web method and see. So let's just say my test item. An item description. Let's say eBay SDK sample test item. Then listing type, we can item listing type. So we use this listing type code type dots, and there are different languages here. It's Chinese, Dutch, custom code, lead generation, shopping, and all that. Let's use Chinese. Then the currency, we can use the dollar. Currency code type, it's USD. Start price. You can see there's a whole lot of stuff you can do here. So now we create another instance of a class, amount type. Good. So item dot start price dot value should be, let's say, 20. Item dot start price, currency ID should be currency code type USD, and item listen duration. So how many days do we want to list this item? Let's say days. So we write it. Then location of the item. So it's San Jose, California. Then the country, of course, is the US. So there are a whole lot of stuffs actually you can add here to your item, but this is just for you to get an overview of what we are trying to do. So now we need to build a category where we want to include this item. So let's start category type. Category should be new type and category dot category ID. Now eBay has a lot of category ID, but has a lot of categories, but we're going to use the category ID 1104, which I think is you can check that actually on one of those APIs to see the different list of categories. A whole lot of categories, from electronics to cars to fashion and all that. So you can see if you click shop by category, there are lots of categories that eBay has, and each of those categories has a category code. So each of these categories has a category code. So you can see them. This one is 159912. Here is 58058. This category. So we're going to use category 11104. So item dot primary category should be the category we have here. Then dot quantity. Quantity of the item. We're adding one of that item. What we're gonna sell is a Microsoft Xbox. So it's condition ID. It's in good condition. Item specifics. So here is where we are going to define the specific of that item. So we're going to create another function for that, but the function is going to be called build item specific. Build item specifics. So we're going to build that function later on. Now our payment method, we're going to use PayPal to be able to receive payment. So we're going to say item dot payments method, new buyer payment method code type collection. Item dot payment methods dot add range, new buyer payment method code type, new buyer payment method code type. So there are different payment methods here: credit card, custom code, diners. You can see them: escrow, loan check, money brokers, paymates, PayPal credits, and all that, Visa. So we're going to use PayPal since it's easy. Then so our payment address, here is where you can put your address. So I say item dot PayPal email address. So you can put your email address here, but for sample purposes, I'm just gonna use me at eBay.com, for example. So item dispatch time, maximum dispatch time is this. So now we also need to ship this item, so we'll have to also build another shipping class. Now we're going to do all this one by one. So we're going to do all this one by one. We'll build the item specifics, and then we'll also build the item shipping details that we are going to use. So now the shipping details, so we say item shipping details, so we'll build the shipping details itself separately. So I say build shipping details. I think I should use capital B here throughout. So item return policy, because we need to probably define our return policy. So new return policy type. An item return policy, return accepted options. So returns accepted. Accepted. Now the amount of the item, if you recall, we declared the amount type class, so we're going to do that now. Amount type, so get an instance of that. New amount type. Amounts dot value. So we can say it's 2.8. Amount dot currency ID should be currency code type USD. If you are from Dubai or the UAE, you can use AED. Item dot start price. Should be the amount of cost. And then finally we return item to the calling class. Good. So we've created this function to build item. Now I'm going to create this function again, build item specifics. Then we create the function build shipping details. So let's start with build item specifics. What we really want to build. So we have it like this: static name value list type collection, capital B, right? Build item specifics. Good. So name value collection, name value list type collection. So we declare this as NV collection. You can use capital C here. It should be name value list type collection. Then name value list type, say this NV1 should be this. So nv1.name. So we can name this platform, for example. So string collection nv1 collection. Declare this, so this new string collection. So we declare an array of a string of what we want to add. Call this string array1. So this will be what we want to add under this item specifics. So you can put a whole lot of things here, but for simplicity case, we're just going to put Microsoft Xbox. Microsoft Xbox 360. It's for game lovers. So nv1 collection at range string we declared above. nv1 dot value should of course be nv1 collection. So name value list type nv2. Let's get another one. Just give a space. Name value list type nv2, similar to what we just did up. New name value list type collection. Okay, now we say nv2 of name. Just this. String collection nv2 these. So we also declare a second array. String. And then let's say simulator. To value to collection nv collection to add nv1 I think I give a space here so that we separate concerns properly. nv collection add nv2. So finally we return nv collection. So we have built our item specifics here. Now what is remaining now is for us to build our shipping details. So we've built our item specifics here. Also build our item specific. Now we're going to build our shipping details here. So we'll create another class, another function rather, which is going to be shipping details type. We're going to use that data type. So static shipping details type. So we'll say build shipping details, right? So shipping details type, we start with that. We can name that SD. So this new shipping details type. Then apply shipping discounts. We can set to apply shipping discounts. Set this to true. If you don't want to apply, you can set it to false. Then amounts, shipping amounts, because we need to calculate our shipping amounts. And you know, shipping to different countries has different amounts. Now let's say amount, the value should be 2.8, and then shipping US dollars, currency ID, currency code type should be USD. So the payment instruction, once we are making our shipping, so we say SD that I can give a space, that's all. It's the payment instructions. So we can say eBay.net SDK instruction. Then the shipping type, or the different shipping types, flat and rest, so shipping type. So shipping type should be, we get a shipping type code, shipping type code type. So calculated, custom code, freight, so let's just use flat straight. Then shipping service option type, that's the shipping options. Shipping service option type is, it is a shipping option. Then say shipping options, shipping service, should be shipping service code type, shipping service code type. Am I saying it? Shipping service code type. So the different shipping service code type, we can use a shipping method standard string. Amount. Just a new amount type. So let's go to separate everything we're doing. And this second amount here, it's going to be 2.0. So you can actually do a lot of shipping services stuff here. So we'll make this amount 2.0, second one. Separate this to good. So amount value. So 2.0. Currency, of course, is the USD. Amount dot currency ID. Currency code type USD. Then shipping service additional costs. Shipping options that the additional cost should be this amount. Class again, amounts should be equals to new amounts type dot value should be 1. Of course, the currency ID should be USD. Then shipping options, service costs, shipping options, service costs. So I have it here. So for doing the shipping itself, we're going to charge $1. So shipping options and shipping service priority. Which is this shipping service priority. I'll make it first, and then again amount, new amount type, amount dot value. Should be 1.0. That's currency ID. Currency code type, that's USD. Shipping options, that's shipping. Insurance cost, because we need to cover insurance. That. Then now our shipping details type now that we declared above, I'm gonna say shipping details type. So shipping service option, shipping service options. Should be new shipping service option type collection. New shipping service option type. And then shipping options that we created. Good. So we now return with an SD. So we've been able to build our item, build item specific, and build the shipping details. So what is going to happen now is we are going to test this, but let's do that in the next video. We're going to test what we have done on our page load, or rather once we click this button, on the click of our button here, build item, add item. So we're going to test what we have done. So we do that in the next video. Thank you for watching. Continuing from where we stopped in the last video, we are trying to list our item on eBay, and probably using this interface. Now if you go to Visual Studio, we have already created 3 functions. The first one is to build the item actually, and then in which we added all these title, description, location, and everything that has to do with the item. Then we also created this function here, build shipping details and build item specifics. And wait, for build item specifics, this is specific to the item, Microsoft Xbox, a simulation, and then the shipping details here are the shipping details for the item. Now what we're going to do is we are going to add this item and then display the item ID, and then of course we're going to use the item ID to search for the item on eBay. So first of all, let me quickly put a label here that will display if we're successful or not. That will display the message. So this will display a success message, and of course the item ID that we have created. So we add this label here. Now go to the code behind of list item.aspx.cx, and then in our button add item here, we are going to declare this API context. So we say API context. Okay, good. Now we also need to get our API context, but we have done that before, so I'm just gonna call that get API context. If you recall, we did that in masters.cs when we are about to display the username. Okay, do I need to do this a second time? I've done this here. Okay, let me just redo this. Hopefully I'm not gonna face some errors. I've created this function before, so let me just pick that, and then I'll add that here. Okay, API context does not exist. I need to create that here. So private static API context. API context like this. We initialize it to be empty first, to be null, and then that should solve this issue here. Okay, let me try and add my item. So let me start with item type. item. So I call the build item function that I created, which is this. Then add item call, do my API call, I declare this. New add item call, passing in my API context. Now I can also declare fee type collections to can also declare fee type collections. Let me do that. Fee type collection fees cross API call add item, and in the item I declare above. Then my listing fee, so it's a double. It's this. Now I say for each fee type, fee in fees, listing fee should be a fee value. For each this, I'm gonna do an if statement here. So say if feed name is equals to listing fee, and I place this here. So LBL message, okay. I think I need to declare static MSG. I'm gonna get in this. Why is it saying unrecognized prefix of device ASP? Am I missing something? Let me check. missing something. Because it has to do with this line of code. Okay, whoa. I should have used HTML elements actually to be better instead of AXPX. Should have used HTML elements. So my bad. Just notice my web config is empty. div message. I hope I should see this in my code behind. Good. So just after the for each here, just gonna say div message dot inner HTML should be get the item ID. Can decide to put this like this. Okay, let me run this and see. Since we have coded the items here, the item specifics and details of the item here. So if everything is successful, I should be able to have this message here. Let me refresh this page. This is still running, so you just wait a little. Still refreshing, so just wait. Okay, so let me click the add item button and see the resultant effect. I hope there isn't going to be any error. Please specify a return policy Okay. I think I can do away with the listing fee for now. Let's just do away with that. Let's run this again. Okay, so I'm gonna click on add item. Okay, I'm not seeing any should I use inner HTML or inner text? Let's look for which controller we're going to use here. Okay, let me use this. Just for display purpose. Just for this, I know I can use inner text. So it's a text messaging. Now you can see I'm getting my sorry, I don't know why my ASP.NET is misbehaved like this. I couldn't see this control in the beginning, so that's why. But I guess I can see it now. LBL MSG. Let me save this. So any one of them. Okay. Well, it's surprising why I can see that. I can see this control. Anyway, I will just leave this like this. Text G dots. Sometimes I get confused with this HTML control on the right thing to display. Anyway, let's refresh these and add to go to my eBay. Let me check all lists and see. Okay, I currently have no item in my list, and let me run this and see. So that's the issue. Meanwhile, I can get other items like text title. I'm just interested in displaying the item ID, that's all. So let me use the text title that I had first. Okay, click on add item, let's see. So I guess there should be a mistake somewhere. Does that has to do with the fee collection? I don't know. What was the error we're having here? Let me retry that again. Please specify a valid return policy. Okay, anyway, I'll check this error and see why we're having this error and why we can list our items, and we'll solve that in the next video. So thank you for watching. Okay, this is the last session on this video series on how to create an eBay bot based framework using the .NET C# SDK. Now, of course, I was able to add the items, and then I got my item ID as this, in which I went to my account, and then here's the item that I added. So you can view that by clicking active selling, or just go to all selling, and then you will see that. Now, the mistake was simple. It was just a typographical error that we had here. So item return policy, that's when we're building the item, there was a typographical error here, so just make sure it's returns accepted, and then that's fixed that. So now the next thing is for us to be able to view the items we've added. Of course, you can view our own application. It's very easy. I'll just show you the codes, and then you can probably see how you can fix that yourself. For example, I can I'll just show you the codes in which I did that. We have that here, but I'll just show you how it is. So for example, let's say I drop the ID, let me just say message on that server. So for view items, let's right click this and go to the code behind. So it's basically the same thing with list item, just some few changes. We need all this DLL here, so you pick that, so you add all the DLLs, and then we need this function get API context. So I'm going to copy that too. I can drop that function here. And then the next thing is we just declare our private static API context. So API context, it's null in the beginning. And then here on page load, for example, API context is get API context that we just created. And after that, now the most important thing is the get item call. So I can call this API call. So it's new get item call, passing in our API context as a parameter. And after this, we can now say API call item ID should be configuration manager, app settings, we can do this like this, or we can pass our item ID straight here. This because this example is actually showing configuration manager. We can pass our item ID here straight. For example, the item ID I have here, you can just copy that. You can see the name of the item is my test item, and we're selling it for $2.8 with the shipping of $1. And this is the time and day left to ship that item, to sell that item rather. And then of course we also had the shipping details and all that. So item ID should be that, and then we say API call. So detail level lists dot add detail level code type return all, and API call should execute. And here now we can now say our div call it div message, right? So I can say div message dot inner text should be API call item, because the way I have it here in the example. Can display either the item ID or maybe the item name. For example, let's try and put the item name. Item name or description. Good. So we can display this. So this should happen on page load, and then I believe I can quickly view that by clicking on view item, for example. So let's wait and see. Hopefully, if there's no error, we should be able to see the description of our item. Let's just wait for this to refresh. Still waiting. That has to do with my internet. Let me check. Good, so you can see the description of the item is displayed here. eBay SDK sample item. So with this, we've come to the conclusion of this tutorial where we're able to, of course, use the .NET C# SDK to get our username, then list item by adding item to list, and then view the item. So this is just a kind of overview of what you can do with eBay bot. It's very big. The framework, the eBay framework is very big, but you can leverage on this video tutorial to learn how you can create your own applications, eBay kind of applications, and display them on the eBay website, depending on how you want your application to look like. But of course, I told you we're using the sandbox here. You can use, if you want to do this on the production website, then of course you should use the production keys and not the sandbox keys. Once again, my name is Ayuba Ojanugo Moazu, and thank you for watching.